Hey guys, let's get more news from Dallas Cowboys, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. How the Dallas Cowboys' playoff failure shocked Troy Aikman, ruined his vacation's plans. The irony of the conversation and the occasion wasn't lost on three-time Super Bowl champion quarterback Troy Aikman, who was at the George Bush Library on Tuesday, celebrating Dallas being recognized as the #1 city for sports business. Aikman expounded on the success of North Texas in hosting Super Bowls, Final Fours, and the upcoming World Cup. And while lauding Cowboys owner Jerry Jones for the foresight in building AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Aikman admitted that everything Jerry talked about in bringing to North Texas and what an asset that stadium would be, really has come to fruition. Everything's paid off and looking forward to when we get another Super Bowl, and hopefully our Cowboys will be in it. Aikman knew then that he had set himself up for dreaded transition to discussion of the Cowboys' season-ending playoff loss to the Green Bay Packers and the now 29-year gap since the last Super Bowl title, following the 1995 season. Aikman said he was shocked as anyone that the Cowboys ended a 12-5 season with an embarrassing loss to the Packers at home in AT&T Stadium. As a football analyst, Aikman's season ended last weekend and had planned to be in San Francisco to watch the Cowboys face the 49ers in this weekend's NFC title game. But that was before the Cowboys lost to the 7th-seeded Packers in the wildcard round. The 49ers beat the Packers and will now face the Detroit Lions for the right to go to the Super Bowl. Shocked, yeah, Aikman said. I really anticipated Dallas would be playing in the championship game and figured that it would be in San Francisco, so I was planning on going to the game. Didn't book a vacation after my season. And so I really liked this team all year long. I thought they were really talented. It's just the same old story, and I don't mean that as a criticism. It's just when I'm asked about the Cowboys as to why they have struggled, they've put together some really great regular seasons, and they just have not, for whatever reasons, played their best football when the games matter most. That's what you have to do. And that's the key to winning in the postseason and then getting to the Super Bowl. So what the answer to that is, I'm not sure. The Cowboys have won just 5 playoff games since Aikman led the franchise after 3 Super Bowl titles in the 1990s. And they are 2-5 in the playoffs with quarterback Dak Prescott at the helm over the last 8 seasons, including 2 one-and-done postseason journeys at AT&T Stadium as the higher seed in the past 3 seasons. Aikman still supports Prescott but acknowledges the natural concerns about him and the Cowboys because of their lack of playoff success. Prescott had an MVP-caliber season in 2023 with a league-high 36 touchdowns but played one of his worst games against the Packers, keyed by 2 first-half interceptions as the Cowboys fell behind 27-0. I do know that we all draw on our past experiences, and when we don't have great experiences, those then become hard to overcome, Aikman said. And I think that's the challenge for Dak. The question for him and the team isn't so much what happens in the regular season now. It's how are they going to play, and how is he going to play once you get into the postseason? That makes for a long year when that's the way it works. But I still believe in Dak. Until you do it, there's always those criticisms. Aikman said he is not surprised that Jones stayed the course with coach Mike McCarthy after contemplating making a coaching change in the aftermath of the disappointing loss. But Aikman said there will be no do-overs next season if McCarthy and the Cowboys don't win. He is in the last year of his contract and will not get an extension before the 2024 season. They had a solid year. They had a really good year, Aikman said. The way that they were playing at the end of the year, they positioned themselves to be the #2 seed. If you make a change, then you're basically making a change for the same reason you made changes back a few years ago when you brought Mike in, and you're bringing in then somebody who you believe is going to get you over the top. You don't know the answer to that until once again, you get back to January. It just seems to make the most sense for those guys to come back and without a new contract. There's obviously then some urgency on their part as well. Dallas Cowboys, NFL writer predicts shocking trade for first-round dual-threat QB. The Dallas Cowboys are heading into another offseason with plenty of decisions to make. While Jerry Jones and company have to consider upcoming contract extensions for CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons, the biggest decision will be choosing how to move forward with Dak Prescott at QB and the future when it comes to the Cowboys franchise QB. Essentially, Jones and the Dallas Bras have three options when it comes to Prescott. It's clear some fans are done with the Dallas Cowboys QB, and the organization has reached a point where they have three major decisions to pick from this offseason, according to team insider Mike Fisher. As SI's Mike Fisher recently noted, the first is to continue to bank on Prescott, which would likely require making him maybe the highest paid player in NFL history, maybe at $60 million APY. He'll be a Cowboy for life on a long-term deal. And Jerry Jones and the fan base will have to live with it. Their next, and MOT likely option, is if Jones and company can persuade Prescott to take less, both to help the cap and as a bow to the fact that he's not the best player in NFL history. It's likely the Dallas Cowboys attempt a move like this, but will Dak Prescott be okay with that knowing what other top QBs are making? The next option is to cut or trade Prescott after June 1st. The timing will help the cap ramifications just a bit. But the $59 million Cowboys QB still would have to be paid. Move on from Prescott and you save $34 million, and you gain about $9 million of room in 2024. While trading or releasing the Dallas Cowboys QB would free up a little much-needed cap space next season, Jerry Jones would have to be okay losing $25.5 million in dead money in 24 and another $36.5 million dead in 25. Not ideal at all, but money may not be an issue if he's made up his mind. USA Today's KD Drummond presented a scenario where both sides are unable to agree to a long-term extension. Under this scenario, Prescott could be open to waiving his no-trade clause in order to land a new lucrative contract elsewhere. What will Cowboys do with Dak Prescott's contract? The Dallas Cowboys' 2024 offseason will be defined by what happens with Dak Prescott's contract. The quarterback has a $59.4 million salary cap figure, second largest in the NFL, behind the Cleveland Browns' Deshaun Watson. This is the final year of the four-year, $160 million deal Prescott signed after the 2020 season that included $126 million guaranteed. Prescott's contract stipulates the Cowboys cannot place the franchise tag on him in 2025. He also has a no-trade clause, though all that really means is he can be traded only to a team that meets his approval. Similarly, Russell Wilson had a no-trade clause and was dealt from the Seattle Seahawks to the Denver Broncos. Any such trade of Prescott would require a reworked contract to make it more palatable against the cap for the Cowboys, which is what happened to facilitate Aaron Rodgers' trade to the New York Jets from the Green Bay Packers. Still, a trade is unlikely for a variety of reasons, starting with the Cowboys want to win badly in 2024 and believe Prescott can help them do that. But the Prescott question is not so much about 2024 as it is 2025 and beyond. The Cowboys have three options with Prescott and his contract: do nothing, add voidable years to his deal, or sign him to a massive contract extension. And you fan, what do you think of the Dak Prescott situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.